Welcome to Cockburn Ice Arena, hockey fans from across Australia and around the world. Wherever you're watching from, this is Chris Langell bringing you the play-by-play for this gold medal finals for the 2025 Kurt DeFries Under 15 National Championship between the hometown Western Australian team and team from South Australia, as they both made it into this gold medal final as a result of games yesterday. South Australia beating Victoria 5-4. A third period goal by the captain, Els, sunk the Victoria team. They played earlier in the bronze medal game, losing out to New South Wales, who lost to WA 5-4 in the semifinal yesterday. A late goal with 2:43 to go in the period by Salmon sealed the deal for Western Australia. Teams finished in the standings. Western Australia second and South Australia third. Both the second and third place teams making it through to the final. And so far in the tournament, scoring leaders for Western Australia, Joe Benetti, second overall. Colby Salmon, third overall with 16 and 15 points. Blake Dowie winning that scoring race for the tournament. On the special teams, we'll look for those today to see whether they have an impact on today's result for this gold medal final. Western Australia, 40% on the power play, 100% on the penalty kills so far. South Australia, 25.9% on the power play and 68% success rate on the penalty kill. So WA with the advantage so far in the tournament on special teams. A packed house this afternoon or this morning for this gold medal final on a work day. So that's fantastic for the sport here in Australia and in Western Australia. Loud fans from both South Australia and WA cheering on their sides. The home team for this game, Western Australia, defending the goal to our right, and South Australia the goal to our left. The lineups for today's game for South Australia: number 4, Reed Wilkins; number 8, Adam Mosacek; number 9, Phoenix Hansen; number 10, Jasmine Chen; number 15, Yaroslav Mazichka; number 17, Kane Liu; number 18, Hugo Shopoff; number 27, Lachlan Henley; number 28, Maggie Pryor; number 47, Hudson Els; number 56, Eleanor Barter; number 66, Spencer Holmes Ball; number 82, Kaz Hannon; and in goal, number 33, Sophie Waddell. Head coach Stu Henley, assistant coach Tyler Boyle, and team managers Sarah Els and Bronwyn Barter. For the Western Australian side, Joseph Benetti; number 7, Alex Rico; number 8, number 9, Colby Salmon, the captain; number 10, Marcel Williams; number 12, Ryan Sucher; number 17, Wesley Kogiopoulos; number 22, Jessica Munyard; number 24, Jaden Zhao; number 44, Nate Collier; number 61, Will Scott; number 73, Elliot O'Connor; number 77, Angus Hayes; number 81, Elijah Element; number 88, Alyssa Lim; number 91, Declan Farrell; number 00 in goal, Lachlan Scott; and 29, Jack Fox. Head coach John F. Kennedy Jr., Tony Hyde, the assistant coach, along with Reese Lakoviak, Jennifer Benetti, and Melissa Salmon, the team managers. So for today's game, both teams getting warmed up. 10 seconds to go in the official warm-up period. And obviously looking for a tight contest, high-scoring affair. Both teams have people that can put the puck in the net. Benetti, Salmon, Farrell for Western Australia, and of course Els and Henley, always dangerous on that South Australia side. The defense, Jasmine Chen and Eleanor Barter have both had tremendous tournaments so far, both very strong, and Chen scoring the winning goal in the first game where South Australia beat, I believe it was Queensland, 2-1. So for this game, the teams gather at their respective goals. We'll try and bring in the best coverage that we can for today's broadcast. The officials for today's game, I don't have those names right in front of me. Over the week of the tournament, I recognize the faces but I can't put names to the faces, so I'll wait until I get that official word before I provide that information. The stripes on the ice are the ones that make this game possible. Four official system for today's gold medal final, and it should be a doozy. We're looking forward to it and bringing you that broadcast. Teams get set up. New South Wales still in their motivational scrum at the goaltender as they break it up. WA ready to go. And it is in goal, number 00, Lachlan Scott. At the face-off dot, Captain Colby Salmon and Captain Hudson Els. Nice little handshake to start the game between the two captains. Face-off won by South Australia. Back to Chen. She gets it up to Hansen. He overskates it. Ice might be a bit sticky as it's still a bit wet, but it was certainly sticky or slippery getting back to the bench, to the cave as I call it. Calling the game from the visitors' penalty box area. Back goes Chen. She gets it up on the wing. Mosicek, he can't get control of it. It goes back onto the defense. That's Scott with it. Up into the slot. Salmon fumbles it, has to go back, and he breaks out. Good check by the South Australian captain. Back into the zone, and we'll have our first penalty of the play. As number 9 for South Australia tried to avoid the check, and his counterpart for Western Australia.
2 minutes, tripping.
His counterpart, as you can hear from the referee's announcement, number 9, the captain for WA, will go to the box for 2 or less for tripping. Face-off comes back to the right, or left, excuse me, of goaltender Scott. My right. Bobbled at the blue line. In on it is Farrell. He tries to get to the net, gets the puck knocked off his stick into the corner. Good forecheck by WA. Back into the zone. SA trying to get control of it. That's Henley. He picks it up onto the wing to Mosicek. He gets it to Hansen. Hansen crosses the line, drops it for Els. His shot is deflected off the stick of the WA penalty killer. To the blue line, and out comes number 91, Farrell. He dumps it down the ice. Suture after it. He gets it back deep off the dasher, and it sits there and gets blown dead. As these wide dashers at Cockburn Ice Arena, oftentimes the puck does get stuck there. The glass sitting behind the dasher rather than in the middle of the dasher as it does at most regular hockey rinks. No change. Back into the zone. SA unable to generate anything yet on this power play. 1:05 to go in it. Mosicek, he gets it up onto the wing. Picked up by number 15 over the blue line. That's Muzichka. He takes it in behind the goal. Chip to the front of the net. Oh, and just failing to get it to go is number 66, Spencer Holmes' ball. To deflects wide. Hard shot to the front of the net by Chen. She does have a really good shot, and she's speedy. Racing Benetti, who's no slouch himself, gets it to the front of the net, just loses control of it as he brought it back to the slot on his forehand. Kept in at the blue line by number 24. He gets taken down by Muzichka, and back comes Chen. Shot high off the blocker of Scott. Into the corner it goes. That should just about do it for this power play for SA. On 15 seconds to go. Again, the penalty time clock isn't synced with the main time clock. So we're relying on the main time clock as Henley comes in. Deep, takes it behind the goal. Looking for a player in front, his teammate in front. Does come to the front of the net, but Scott with a good stick knocks it down. Back to the front of the goal. It sits there for a minute or two and fired down the ice. The penalty is over. Puck rolls towards the goal. Not enough for icing. Fired up onto the wing as WA is on a change. Back up through the middle. Back for it is WA. That's number 10 with it. Williams, I believe that is. He fumbles it as it crosses the blue line. And back to number 28 again. The ice is a bit sticky and wet to start this game. Fired from center into the zone. That's Barter. Back for it is number 22 for WA, Jessica Munyard. She gets it across to her defensive partner. Fired out of the zone. Takes a hit to make the play is number 8, Alex Rico. Back into the zone. Muzichka, he picks it up. Carries it over the line. Puts it through to Els, and he fires a shot. And Scott has to be careful on that one as he traps it on the blocker for the save. Fast-paced action here early in the first period of this gold medal matchup, as SA has gotten the advantage in territorial play, partly because of the power play, but now on even strength. Carried it over. Back to the blue line. Chen takes a shot. That's off the shin pads of Suture. He blocks it. He's going in 3-on-1. Gets it to the front of the net. Misses Farrell on the pass. Back out into the neutral zone. Scott's there. Back at his own blue line. 3-on-1 and didn't get a shot on goal. Back comes WA. Scott up to Suture. He takes it through the middle of the ice. Down the right-hand side. Past number 82. Fires it towards the net. That goes wide. All the way out of the zone as Limhet couldn't quite get there. And she takes it back into her zone behind the goal to set it up again. Els out in front, trying to make the decision which way to go. And off they go. Farrell chips it past Muzichka, closes down the wall, gets the puck to the blue line. Good play to get back to it as he overskated that one. A good stick by the South Australian back checker. Off the boards it goes. Back to number 88, Lissa Lim. It's fired down into the zone. And WA will go for a change on the forecheck. Farrell, he almost steals it. Back behind the goal was Barter. Up onto the wing to Holmes' ball. They break down. Number 15 takes the shot, blocked. Back it comes into the neutral zone. A delayed offside as Barter has to clear the zone. WA goes for changes. Up onto the wing. Chipped ahead. Here comes Salmon down the wing. Holmes' ball on him. He cuts to the front of the net. Takes it behind the goal. Looking for his D. Backhand pass to the middle to Williams. Takes the shot. Fans on it. Puck sits there for a moment. Williams, he gets it in. Backhands in onto the half boards. Back to Salmon. He tries to get it to the front of the net. Good stick again by number 16 for South Australia. That puck down the ice into the WA zone. D to D. That goes over to number 91. To the blue line. Offside as it just came out over the zone. And WA will have to clear the zone. Chen up onto the wing. Picked off. Back comes Benetti into the corner. He overskates it. Knocked down by Chen. Good play by the young defense. Under 18 Australian representative at Worlds. Salmon, he gets it. Back to number 24, Zhao. He circles around, takes the shot through the screen, just wide. Back into the zone it goes, behind the goal. That's number 17, Kane Liu after it. He gets the return pass up onto the half boards as South Australia, they break out. Chip down the ice, Williams picks it up. Back into the WA zone. Suture, he circles around. Two WA players collide in front of their bench. Back comes Els on the change. He can't get it past the WA defense. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Barter. Back to Henley. Henley fires it down the ice, and that gets past everybody, and it'll go for icing. Fast-paced action here in this first period. 7:55 to go. Both teams taking chances or taking advantage of opportunities in the offensive zones. Suture will go up against Els in the draw. Els wins it. Back behind the goal. Up onto the half boards. Muzica taps it back. Up to number 9, Hansen. He gets it forward to Els. Els in on Lim. Takes the shot, and that goes off the shoulder of Scott, and he has to pounce on it. I think it might have hurt the mask. I thought it ticked off the mask as well. Face off to his left. Won by SA, back to the blue line. Barter has to go back because it just comes out over the line. She circles back in, goes in over the right side, skates, over skates it, takes the stick of Suture, and Suture's going to go for 2 or less as WA touches the puck. So at 7:25 to go in this first period, Ryan Suture goes to the box for tripping.
12 yellow, 2 minutes, kneeing. Go on, last one, you're ready.
Kneeing is the call. Ryan Suture to the box. Face off to the left of Scott. Won by SA pushed, or WA pushed ahead, but overskating it was Salmon as he tried to get out of the zone. Benetti gets control of it, gets it down into the zone. Salmon, he steals it, gets it to the front of the net, can't connect with Benetti. Lim keeps it in to Benetti. He chases after it. Just eluding Chen up to Mosacek. He goes up the left-hand side, makes a little move. Nice play by number 88 for WA, Alyssa Lim, and it gets fired down the boards, and that puck was coming in our direction, but deflected off the glass down the ice. 5:25 will be the end of this power play. Puck gets in the zone, delayed offside as WA gets it out to the South Australia blue line. Picked off Zhao. He goes in down the left side, just can't make the move. A good stick by Chen again. Up onto the wing to Mosacek. He can't catch up to it. Puck gets cleared outside the zone. A brief delayed offside, and back for it goes Williams. 35 seconds to go in this power play. Not much of the offensive zone pressure yet for SA. Farrell, he goes back for it. Chips it behind the SA zone. Long pass up to Mosacek. He gets around number 22 for WA, takes it to the front of the net, gets it to number 15. His shot is blocked. Back behind the goal it goes. Mosacek goes for a change. Farrell, he gets it down the ice. 10 seconds to go in the power play. That should just about do it for this first power play of the game for South Australia. Knocked off the stick of Holmes' ball. Back into the zone comes Salmon. He gets it to Benetti. Takes the shot. That goes wide. Salmon pinned to the boards by Holmes' ball. Doesn't like it. Good stick by Lim as she gets it off the stick of number 82, Hannon. Into the corner it goes. Shopov picks it up. He loses it. Rims it around the boards. Kept in at the blue line. Backhand pass into the zone. Up to Benetti on the right-hand side. He goes down. He's got some speed. Can he beat the defender? And he gets pulled down. No call on that play. Puck goes back behind the net. Up to the blue line. Big hit by Salmon. He's going to draw a penalty. Another hit by number 61, Scott. And we may see 2 WA penalties, but no, I think he's just called Salmon for the illegal hit. And at the DeFries level, under 15 level, the double IHA rules doesn't allow for north-south style hit.
2 minutes, charging.
It's a charging call. I was going to say the double IHF rules do not allow for those north-south hits, open ice hits. As 2 players coming towards each other. East-west pinch outs, when a player's going backwards, that's fine, but basically direct contact. But in this case, it was called a charge. So WA, or South Australia, will go back to the power play. Again, their power play only sitting at 68%, 6 or 8%. I can't remember what the actual number was, but not particularly effective. And WA so far 100% on the penalty kill. And that puck gets fired off the boards, and that deflects up over the glass for a stoppage. 4:13 to go in this first period. Frantic action by both teams. South Australia 0 for 3 on the power play so far. 2 to Salmon and 1 to Suture. Off the draw, 1 by SA, back to Chen, back to Els. He gets it in deep to Mosicek, back to Els on the half boards. He tries to get it to the net, and good block by Suture, and he gets it down the ice. Set up by the goaltender behind the goal. Up to Els. So they start the breakout. A minute left in this power play. Knocked off the stick of Els as he crosses the blue line. Chen, back to Henley, back up to Els. He goes down the right side, chips it in. Behind the goal, that's number 81, Element. He intercepts it. Mosicek, he almost had an opportunity. Chen takes the shot again, blocked by the stick of Element. Back into the corner it goes, up against number 9, Hansen. In deep, Mosicek looking to dig that puck out, does briefly. Trapped again by Element. Back to the half boards. Coming out of the corner is number 9, Hansen. Back to the far boards. Just chipped towards the blue line, but not out as Henley keeps it in. Penalty is almost over. 20 seconds to go, roughly, and that should kill off the majority of this power play for South Australia as it goes down behind their goal. Set up by the goaltender, Waddell. Out into the attack comes Chen. She crosses the blue line. Checked by number 24 for WA, and puck fired down the ice, and that should just about do it. 5 seconds to go in this power play. Suture, he dumps it behind the goal. Picked up by Henley. Salmon gets it back to Suture. Suture carries it over the blue line. Looks for the front of the net. Salmon, and he gets taken down. And WA will go to the power play. Salmon has the skates taken out from underneath him. And I think that is Chen. Yes, it is. Jasmine Chen going to the box for 2 or less.
10, South Australia, 2, chipping.
So WA will put this potent power play to task. SA only 68%, I think it was, on the penalty kill. Back to Lim. She gets it into Salmon. He takes it to the corner. Behind the net to Suture. Tries to get it back to the front of the net. A good stick by Barter. And back comes South Australia, firing it down the ice. That's Mazichka. Lim goes back for it. She sets it up. Off to Benetti. He's quick, but look at Mazichka coming back to take him into the boards. Puck goes behind the net. Chip to Salmon. He takes the shot, looking for that short side. Goaltender off her post. Back to the blue line. Lim takes the shot. Deflected in front. Suture. He tries to get it to go. Skate up to his sticks. Back to Salmon. He tries the high shot. That goes high and wide. Back to the blue line, Lim. She keeps it in. Reverses, takes it into the faceoff dot, gets it to the front of the net. Just failed to deflect it, and Salmon, he tries to deflect it or get it in off the back of the goaltender, Element. Suture, he wraps around in front, gets it back to Salmon. He gets it cross seam over to Benetti, takes the shot off the chest pad of the goaltender, in behind the goal. Puck comes around. Salmon, he picks it up in the corner, reverses, misses a hit, takes it back to the front of that. Again, tries that high shorthand shot. Good save as the goaltender, Wandell, was on her post. Back onto the faceoff dot, gets it to the front of the net, and South Australia will get it out of the zone, and they'll be able to go for a change with this penalty almost over. Not doing any damage. Lynn, she picks it up. Gets it up onto the wing to Benetti. Benetti, he carries it over the blue line. And into the zone, the penalty expires, and Chen gets it in the neutral zone. Williams, he chips it to Hayes. Hayes, he has control of it at the blue line, takes it over the blue line. And that'll do it for the period. As time expires, just as Hayes got it over the blue line. 0-0 tie between South Australia and WA in this gold medal DEFRIS Championship game. A little contest between the WA fans and the South Australia fans as the rink announcer challenges them to make some noise. So from that first period, no scoring, shots on goal, 4-all. South Australia 0 for 3 on the power play. Western Australia 0 for 1. Western Australia with the 40% power play success rate and 100% penalty kill success rate. South Australia with the 28% power play success rate and a 68% penalty kill rate. Let me just check that again. South Australia, 25.8% power play percentage, which is still pretty good. But WA definitely dominant on that power play, so you don't want to give them that opportunity. Going to stay out of the box. So as the teams get set for period 2, there were 4 penalties that period. Salmon to Western Australia for tripping at 14:16. Suture for kneeing at 7:25. Again, Salmon for charging at 4:33, and then Chen for tripping at 2:13. So the teams get set for the second period. Long change this period. Gonna watch coming off the bench. That offside position. Salmon in against Els. Salmon pushes the puck ahead, but Chen, nice little backhand, gets it out of the zone. Back into the zone on the delayed offside. Called by the linesman. Face off on the stands side of the arena. The two number 1 lines out against each other. Face off win back by South Australia. Chen comes back for it. Long pass, nice little saucer pass, just drops onto the stick of Mozicek. He can't catch up to it, and back comes Benetti. In on Henley, he takes a bump. Henley reverses in the corner, gets the puck up to Els. Els up to Mosicek. He gets it back to Els. Els over the blue line, takes the shot. Big rebound comes out. Back to the blue line it comes. That's Benetti. He again breaks down the right-hand side, chips it into the zone, and they chase after it. That's number 77 after it, Hayes. In behind the goal, to the front of the net. Salmon, he can't get a shot away. Mosicek gets it up to Els, who tried to kick it ahead. And Lim chips at it. Can't win the battle. Goes back into the WA zone. Salmon back for it. He goes to the D. Scott. Around the boards to Lim. She catches up to it. And she's got Els on her. Back into the zone it goes. Loose puck. Chopped up into the air. Benetti. It bounces over his stick. Back to Chen. She fires it to the front of the net. Big rebound. And Scott had to be careful on that one. Face-off will come to the right of Scott. Wilkins up against number 44, Collier. Behind the goal it goes. Williams picks it up. Chips it back to number 81, Element. He chips it up the boards. That gets past the D. Down the ice. Rolling, and that'll go for icing. No change allowed for WA. Face off to the right of Scott. Pushed ahead by SA. That's number 17, Kane Liu, behind the net. Tries to get it to the front of the net. It goes off the side. Back into the corner. Rico after it. He chips it out over the blue line. Onto the stick of Kogiopoulos. He chases it into the zone. SA, good stick by number 44. Takes the shot as he steals it and goes in on a break. The long shot deflected into the corner. Kogiopoulos tries the hit. Misses. Back comes SA. Barter, she gets the puck knocked off her stick. Back into the zone it goes. Kogiopoulos, he fires it into the middle of the ice. Back up onto the wing to Barter. She loses it. Suture, he brings it in. Can't get it past his man. Fired to the net. Good pad save by the goaltender, Wandell. Big rebound sitting there. Cleared by SA. Up to the blue line, but not out. Williams takes the snapshot. That goes wide. Farrell in after it. He takes the hit from number 82, Kaz Hannon, behind the net. WA keeps it in the zone. Good stick by Zhao. Back to the blue line. And out comes SA. And on the hit from Farrell, he'll go to the box as he takes down Hannon. He's going to get 2 for charging in the WA zone, or South Australia zone.
91-2 for the charge.
So that'll be 91, Declan Farrell going to the box for charging. 11:34 to go, and SA goes on the power play, trying to make a dent in this number 1 penalty kill unit from WA. They get it across to Mosicek. He gets it, circles around to the front of the net. Puck is loose. Spinorama move. Benetti, he fires it past his man, chips it ahead, skates onto it. He's got Salmon on his left. Goes to the net, takes a shot, scores! As Benetti, that's not his first shorty of the tournament. He chips it past the D, skates onto it, and buries it for the goal to put WA up 1-0, shorthanded. Great goal by the number 7, using Salmon as a decoy, and fired it low to the blocker side, just above the pad. Back comes WA into the zone. Suture after Chen. Oh, and Chen takes him into the boards and knocks him down. Back comes SA. That's Els, the captain. He gets pinched out. That's Zhao. Back to Mosicek. He circles around, gets it into Els. He stops up at the blue line, cuts back, gets the puck just wide to the front of the net. Power play's over at 9:34. The penalty kill clock is wrong. Back to Chen. She puts it off the boards behind the net. Mosicek, he gets it back to Hansen. Hansen back into Mosicek. One-time pass back to the blue line to Henley. He fires it towards the net. It's sitting there in the skates. Chipped ahead by Suture, and he just fires it down the ice. And the WA penalty killers will go for a change. Back on the ice is Benetti, along with Salmon, the captain. They get it in to the blue line, over. Good skate by the defense, number 22, gets it. Deflected off the stick. Again, sticks in the lane, stick on puck, and that puck gets deflected over the glass and into the netting for a stoppage. 22 seconds to go in this SA power play as they're having trouble getting established. Had a good opportunity there on the power play. Face off to the left of Scott. Won by SA. Holmes' ball rims it around the boards. Picked up behind the goal by Jessica Munyard. She chips it out into the neutral zone. Back to Williams, or Holmes' ball. Knocked back by Salmon. Barter, she goes D to D. Up onto the wing. Holmes' ball, he picks it up. Gets past Williams, takes it to the sideboards on the half wall. Penalty is over. WA, Hayes, he gets out, backhands it to the red line. Barter, she fires it back in. Back for it is Munyard on the boards, beaten to the puck by number 18 for SA. Picked up by Salmon. He goes behind the net. Chipped back to him as he gets up to speed. Goes down the net, pinches past Holmes' ball, and he'll take a penalty as he held Salmon to slow him down. So on the play, coming to the box will be number 66 for South Australia, Spencer Holmes' ball. He'll sit for 2 or less.
66 red, 2, holding.
You heard the ref's call, 2 for holding at 8:52. He'll be back on the ice at 6:52. D to D, Benetti, he takes a weak wrist shot. That gets blocked by Wilkins, and down the ice it goes. WA on the power play, 40% on the power play. Fire down the ice, Suture, he misses it, but skates onto it to take away the icing. Chips it back to Salmon on the half board. Salmon takes it into the corner. Behind the net to Suture. Suture, he can't get it past Henley, who fires it down the ice. Lim back for it. She rims it around to Salmon. Salmon lets it go, but Chen comes onto it. Picked up by Zhao. He gets it forward. Here comes Salmon over the blue line, down the left-hand side. Cuts back behind the goal. Takes a bump from the penalty killer. That's Suture picks it up on the half boards. Tries to chip it back to Lim. That gets blocked. Suture over to Benetti. Takes the wrist shot right into the chest protector of the goaltender, Sophie Wandell, with a good save. Face-off will come back in the SA zone to the left of Wandell. That goal, Benetti, unassisted, shorthanded at 11:15. Face-off won by SA. Back to the blue line, it bounces over the stick of Scott. He goes back to Williams, up onto the half boards. Hayes can't control it. Scott picks it up. .30 seconds to go in the penalty power play. Scott gets it on the net and off the shoulder of Wandell, and it just rolls wide. Back down the ice the puck goes. 20 seconds in this power play. That should just about kill it. WA time for maybe one more rush. Out into the neutral zone. Els, he tries to chip it to himself. Farrell, he gets it into the zone. To the front of the net. Holmes' ball goes to the bench, fired towards the net, just wide, and back comes WA looking for the breakout pass off the skates of number 9 for South Australia. Els, he can't get it. He does get it off his skate. Back down the ice it goes. Rico, he comes out onto the ice. Headman pass up to Barter to the net. Els fires it over the net into the netting. There'll be a stoppage of play as it deflects off the glove of goaltender Lachlan Scott. WA will go for a change, as will some of the SA players. Face off to the left of Scott. 6:21 to go in this second period. 9-7 the shots on goal. 1-0 the score in favor of Western Australia. Face-off won by SA. Els, he tries to deflect it and bounce it to the front of the net. They can't get it to go. Good stick by the WA defense. Back to the blue line. Chen, she winds up for the wrist shot. That bounces wide. Into the corner. Behind the goal. Out to the front of the net. Kogiopoulos. Sucher picks it off. He goes down 2-on-1 with Kogiopoulos. Loses control of it. Puts it through the legs of Henley. Gets it to the front of the net. It's loose. Back to the front of the net. And WA just can't get control of it. And back comes Els, and he gets taken down. Kogiopoulos gets the stick in the feet, and he'll go to the box for 2 or less, as Els was on his horse to get down the ice. And SA will go back to the power play.
17 yellow, 2 minutes, tripping.
Every time I look over at producer Cass Edwards, she panics and thinking that something's wrong, but everything is perfect. Off the face-off, won by WA, down the ice, it goes. That penalty over at 3:42. Puck missed by the SA winger, Wilkins, at the blue line, and that goes all the way down the ice. That'll go for icing. Face-off will come to the right, right of Wandell. Salmon in on number 15, Muzichka. Muzichka wins that draw. To the blue line, not out as Element keeps it in. He stays in the zone. Holmes ball, tries the outlet pass, back to Williams. Williams pursued by Wilkins. He gets his stick lifted. Wilkins, he fires it around the boards. Out and down the ice it goes. Good play by Williams, under pressure by Wilkins. Back comes SA, tries to get the pass across, chipped into the WA zone. Williams tries to flip it out high. Probably would have been better served to get that off the boards and out. Fired, blocked by the shin pad of Element. Back comes WA, Benetti and Salmon 2-on-2. Benetti, he just dumps it into the corner. Waiting for this penalty to expire. 3:42 will be when the player comes back on the ice. Back comes SA, that's Hansen. Takes the shot off the shin pads of Scott. Into the zone it goes, across to Henley. He winds up, takes the shot. That goes off Lim and back into the corner. Back to the front of the net, Lim is hobbling. Chipped out of the zone, coming to the penalty box. Off the hip, and right there. Got to be sharp in this game. Face off just outside the WA zone. 30 seconds to go in this power play. Not much power so far for SA. WA actually having some of the better chances. Into the zone, Chen. She goes back to the D. Up to the wing to Mozicek. He stops up to Els. Takes the shot. That goes wide. Bounces funny off the boards. To the front of the net. Good stick by the defense. And down the ice it goes. That's number 12 with the clearing attempt. Ryan Sucher. Penalty's over. In the zone. That's Farrell. He can't get through the defense of Chen. Out comes Mozicek. He gets over the blue line. Into the zone. Good stick by Scott as he deflects it behind the goal. Mozicek still on that puck like a dog on a bone. Back to the front of the net. Number 66, Holmes ball can't get it to go. Back to the blue line. Sucher puts the stick on the stick of Chen and it goes weakly into the corner. Behind the goal, Holmes ball. He gets it to Mozicek. He can't get it to go as it's deflected off his shot. Out to the neutral zone. Farrell, he chips it past Barter. Goes in to the front of the net. Deflected off of the skate of Henley. High and Sophie Wandell had to reach back for that one to keep her from deflecting into the South Australia goal. Great reaction save by the young goaltender. Face off to the left of Wandell. Won by South Australia as they push it ahead. Good stick by Hayes as he gets it off the stick of number 18 for SA. In they come, over skates it. Salmon up against that play right in front of our position here in the penalty box broadcast booth. Benetti, he gets it through the legs of Holmes' Ball, takes it over the blue line, gets it over to Hayes. He gets it on the backhand, tries to get it to the front of the net, can't. He goes behind the goal. He puts it back to Williams on the point. Williams dumps it back into the corner to Hayes. Hayes with Barter on him. Barter, she picks up the puck. Good check by the defenseman for SA. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Sophie Munyard. WA putting pressure on in the offensive zone on the forecheck. Salmon, he tries to get it through Holmes' Ball's legs and does. Back to Munyard. She winds up, takes a little snapshot, and that's deflected wide. Holmes' Ball puts it behind the goal. Benetti makes contact. He rims it back onto the half boards. Holmes' Ball pinched against the boards by Salmon, who brings it back into the zone, makes a nice little move, gets it to the front of the net. That bounces down on goal. And Wandell blocks that with the paddle down on the ice and smothers it for a stoppage and face-off to her right. Great action here. 1:19 to go in the period. 10-10 the shots, all even. Face-off to the right of Wandell. Els up against Suture. Els won that. Mosicek, he gets it back to Henley. Henley up to Chen. She passes it up to Els. Els gets it over onto the right wing to Hansen. Picked off by Lim. She loses it. It gets deflected. Els brings it to the front of the net. Turns around and fires. And a good play by the WA goaltender and fired. That's over the net over the glass into the netting. And it looks like that might have gone straight out. So we'll see number 91 for WA going to the box for delay of game.
91-2, delay of game.
Indeed, a delay of game call. 54 seconds to go in this second period. So if they don't score, it'll carry over into the third. The SA definitely trying to make that an impossibility by putting the biscuit in the basket before the end of this second period. Face off to the left of Scott. Won by SA and pushed ahead by Mosicek. Wide of the goal and back down the ice comes the puck. Back for it is Henley. He switches back with Benetti in pursuit. Benetti pinches him off, but he picks up the puck. Fires it up the wing. That's to Els. He gets it off his skates. Fired out of the zone. Into the neutral zone. Henley over to Hansen. Hansen back to Els. He winds up for the shot. Rebound there briefly with Mosicek on the doorstep. And Scott smothered it for the stoppage. 25 seconds to go in the period. 1:31 in the power play to South Australia. They win the draw back to the blue line. That's Henley. He picks it up. Gets it into Els. Back to Els from Henley. Into Mosicek to the front of the net for the one-timer. Puck is bouncing there briefly. Back comes the WA. That's Benetti. One-on-one with Henley. He takes a shot off the stick, or the shin pads of Henley. Gets the rebound into the corner. And that should just about do it. And it does for the period as the puck gets onto Salmon's stick. And he runs out of time for a shot on goal. So that'll do it for the second period. Another exciting period of hockey. I think better than the bronze medal match. The two teams in the bronze medal match seemed a bit flat. We'll see here on the on the replay, Benetti's goal. He just fires it just over the pad of the goaltender. Nice opportunity. So for the second period, we'll take a break for the ice cut, and we'll be back for the start of the third period with the period summary and an outlook for the final period of this gold medal game. Final, hopefully for both teams, or for one team anyway. That means they've won the game. Otherwise, we're clear for the broadcast, and we'll take a break. Welcome back, hockey fans, to Cockburn Ice Arena. Chris Langell bringing you the broadcast. Cass Edwards Productions. Riley Langell on the camera. Looking forward to a very exciting third period between these two sides, WA and South Australia, for the gold medal game in the 2025 DEFRIS National Championships. And in that second period, the goal scored by number 7, Joe Benetti, unassisted as he chipped it past the defense down the ice at 1:54, fired it over the pad of goaltender Wandell for a 1-0 lead. 4 penalties that period. Farrell for charging at 11:34. Holmes ball for holding at 8:52. Kogiopoulos tripping at 5:42, and then late Farrell for delay of game. 54 seconds to go. There's 1 minute and 6 seconds to go in the power play for South Australia. They win it off the draw. Els over the blue line. He winds up, takes the shot off of Lim's skate, and that's the second time she's taken a hard shot, limping a bit. Out to the blue line. Good play by Farrell as he gets it deep into the SA zone. Mosicek, he gets it on his stick, carries it over the blue line, kept in by Chen. Good hustle by the number 10 for South Australia to keep that puck in the zone. Hansen fires it. That's off the blocker, bounces into the slot. Els, he spins around and he fires that off the blocker of Scott. Down the ice it goes. Benetti on Henley. He cuts it back to the front of the net. Good stick by Henley. And back for it comes Chen. Down the ice, backhand pass across to Mosicek. Over the blue line, down the left-hand side. Good stick by Scott as he deflects it behind the goal. Up against Chen, deflects it out into the neutral zone. Down on goal it goes. Blockered into the corner by Wandell. Benetti after he steals it. Takes it to the front of the net. That's just off the stick of Suture. He can't get it away quickly. So he loses it. Back comes SA. Suture chips it forward. Or Williams, that is. Penalties over, all even. 5-on-5 as Munyard gets it forward. In on the attack is number 91, Farrell. He gets pinch total on the boards by Kaz Hannon. Battle behind the goal for it. Hannon comes out with it. Back behind the net. Stick lifted by Suture. He gets it into the corner off of his skates. He's being checked by number 15, Yaroslav Muzichka. And out they come. Back to the blue line. Couple of big physical plays by both teams there at the SA blue line. In behind the goal. Battle for the puck. That's Williams. He gets it up to the half boards and down the ice. That'll go. And it goes off the skate of the referee, preventing the icing call, as that was going to go all the way on this fresh ice in the second period, or third period. Back to the blue line. Dumped in deep. Benetti. Salmon in pursuit. He takes it behind the goal. Looking for an outlet. Back to Lim at the point. She gets it back into Salmon. One-time quick shot. Looking for a rebound. Lim. She gets it back into Salmon. He misses it. Holmes ball after it. He swings it back up the boards, and that's Barter, I think, gets it forward. Up onto the wing to number 18 for SA, Chopov. Back comes Salmon. He tries to put it through the legs of Wilkins and can't. And back comes Chopov again over the blue line. He gets checked by Benetti. The puck goes to the boards, and Scott behind the net as two WA players just about collided. Scott goes down. Puck rebounds to the front of the net, out, and down the ice it goes. Chen racing against Benetti, and she beats out the speedy winger for WA. Great effort by number 10, Jasmine Chen, the national under-18 women's team member. Face-off will come back into the WA zone. Face off to the right of the goaltender. In behind the net, Scott, he reverses. Out to the blue line, kept in by Chen. She fires it towards the net, deflected. Scott with it. He can't get it out. And out comes Salmon. He gets it forward to Benetti. He goes in on the wing. That looked offside to me from this vantage point, but called as no offside, and Chen picks it up behind her net as SA breaks out of the zone. Off the skate of Salmon, back into the corner. Zhao in pursuit. He picks it off of the skate of Wilkins, pings it to the front of the net to Suture. Suture takes the shot, scores! Ryan Suture on the perfect feed by Jaden Zhao, and he puts WA up 2-0. And L's now talking to the referee about that offside call. And we got a close-in camera view of this. And here it is, across to Suture, and he buries it just inside the post, over the shoulder, as the officials having a bit of a discussion. I don't think they can overrule a goal based on offside, but maybe they saw something else that they're questioning. And we're just waiting for the decision here. They are having a lengthy discussion about it. Like I said, I don't think they can overturn a goal for an offside missed. And it is a goal. And that's unfortunate. I do believe that offside was missed, but hey, it's a fast game, and it's a heck of a lot easier to call the game from outside the glass than it is inside the glass. I can tell you that from experience. So the referee explaining the situation to the coach. Obviously, he has to accept the explanation. Play's done. Goal scored. Goal given. 2-0 Western Australia. 11:02 to go. And all South Australia can do is now dig in and try and get that one back. And the captain, Els, pushes it forward. Hansen, he gets it over the blue line. Picked up by Farrell. He dumps it down the ice. No icing, in pursuit. Hannon, he gets knocked off the puck by Suture. Suture takes it out to the blue line. Over to Elmet. He fires it to the net. Big rebound. Kept in by Williams. He chips it back off of L's stick, and he dumps it out into the neutral zone. Back into the zone. Element delayed offside. They have to clear the zone. Back for it is Barter. She goes D to D. Intercepted. Here comes Suture again. Gets it back to the front of the net. Looking for Farrell. He can't catch up to it. Back to Williams at the blue line. He takes the shot off the pad of Wandell. Back to Suture. Takes the shot. That goes off the post. Another shot. Goes behind the net. Back to the blue line. Just off the stick of Element. Picked off by Els. Good play by Williams to get back and get the puck off of L's stick. Mosicek, he can't get control of it, and back comes Salmon down on Hannon. He tries to split the defense, gets it to the net, but just can't get his stick on it to direct it into the goal. And back comes SA into the zone. Lim, she fires it deep off the stick of Benetti. No icing is the call. Benetti with the forecheck pressure on Hannon. Back to Mosicek. He comes down the left side. Speedy little winger. Might look small, but man, he's powerful. Scored some key goals for South Australia so far in this tournament. Benetti, he gets some speed away, gets it past the defense, goes in on goal, takes the shot, scores! As he chips the puck past the D, beats him out of the play. You can see there, just chips it past, goes in on goal, and gets it just over the pad and under the glove of Wandell. And here you can see it on the second replay. Perfectly placed shot just above the pad. And SA is going to take a timeout to try and settle down the troops and come up with an action plan here. I'm not sure whether you can hear the rink announcer on the goal scored. Suture from Farrell and Zhao at 11:02 to make it 2-0. And then 9:14 Benetti from Salmon and Collier, 9:14 to go. And then just now, is it? Yeah, 4-0. 3-0 is the score. Excuse me, I got a little bit sidetracked as somebody was asking a question off screen. Face off back to the center ice. Suture in against Mazichka as they go in for the draw. 3-0 Western Australia, 9:14 to go in this third period. In an exciting contest, both teams taking turns, getting opportunities. Chen, she picks it up, dumps it in deep, rims it around the board. Holmes' ball after it into the corner against Lim. He chips it past her. Scott gets his stick on it. Holmes' ball trying to get it to the front of the net. He still has possession of it. Checked by Scott. Back to the blue line it goes, and out comes Suture. He gets his stick lifted over the blue line. In on goal. And Suture, as that was Farrell that had his stick lifted, and Suture took over and went in on goal. And Wandell had to smother it for a face-off to the left. $3-0 the score in this gold medal matchup between Western Australia and South Australia. On the breakout, chipped out into the neutral zone, kicked ahead by Hansen. Els, he tries to catch up to it. Williams, he gets it. Hansen intercepts it to the front of the net. Deflected into the corner. Hannon, he goes after it as he pinches in from the blue line. Els tries to get it into the slot, can't. Chipped out of the zone. That's Munyard. In on net goes Benetti. He takes the shot, knocks the stick out of the defense. Barter on the attempt. That's Hayes. He gets it into Salmon. He makes some moves. Gets it back to the D. Good stick by the South Australia. And down the ice it goes. Williams, back fork. Hansen after him. It's back to Salmon. Salmon, he swings around, getting up speed out of the neutral zone, over the red, off to Benetti, down the right side, fires it on net, and that deflects high off the blocker of goaltender Wandell. Back comes a WA. SA dumps it into the zone off the skate of Scott. No icing. He picks it up behind the goal. Mozicek in pursuit, putting pressure on the big defenseman. Bounces to the front of the net, and Scott has to reach out for that and smother it. 7:21 to go. Face off to the right of Scott. Won by SA, pushed ahead behind the goal. Reversed by Lim. Picked up by Farrell, back behind the goal to Scott, I believe that is. He gets it up onto the half boards. Good stick by Farrell to the front of the net. Just missed by number 17, Kane Liu. Back to the front of the goal it goes. Out comes WA. They've got numbers. Over to Suture or Farrell. He takes a shot off the face mask. That gets to the front of the net. And the face mask of Wandell comes off, and the whistle blown for a stoppage. Great shot by Farrell. Going to the net for the rebound was, I believe, number 24, Zhao. And SA will go for the change. 6:48 to go in the period. Face off to the right of Wandell. She gets her mask readjusted and on her hit. And we're ready to go. Face off won by Suture. Clean all the way out of the zone. Scott has to go back for it. He's got number 18 in pursuit. Shopoff. He takes it behind the goal. Cuts back to the front of the net. Gets some speed on the rush. gets to the red line, dumps it in, but doesn't get to the red line. That'll go for icing, as he was about 1.5 meters short of center red line when he chipped that puck down the ice. Face-off will come back into the WA zone. To the left of Scott. Won by SA, but nobody there as out comes Farrell, breaking down the right side, racing to beat Hannon, cuts to the net, takes the shot. That gets deflected high and wide and out of the zone as Lim runs into the referee, or the referee runs into Lim and takes her out of the play. Suture back into the zone. Zhao, he gets it, gets hit from both sides from two South Australia players. Chipped back to Shopoff, and he gets it down into the WA zone. Scott over to Lim, up to Suture. He tries to get into the zone off the skates of Els. Picked up by Lim. She circles back, looking for the breakout play. Gets it over to the wing to Salmon. He can't get it. Out of the zone it comes, and Scott gets his stick knocked out of his hands. It goes all the way into the WA bench, and I believe the captain is going to come to the penalty box for interference. And he's going to get a slashing call on the play as he knocked the stick out of Scott's hands and went flying high into the WA bench. He'll be back on the ice at 3:42. Face-off win by SA. Down the ice it goes. Hansen in pursuit as it goes behind the goal. Benetti back for it. He circles out, tries to make a move on Hansen. Can't. Hansen steals it. Benetti steals it back. He comes down the right side. Stops up, gets it to the slot. Back to Suture. Suture over to Salmon. He tries to go high. Behind the goal, Chen and Henley. Good job on the penalty kill. Mozicek, he gets it over the blue line just. And Benetti comes in and pinches him off ever so gently. To the front of the net. Wandell thinks about freezing it, but thinks the better of it. Out into the slot. Salmon gets puck stolen. Hansen, and he backhands it down the ice. Setting up behind the net. That's Williams. He gets it up to Hayes. Hayes can't handle the pass. Dumped back into the zone by Liu. Behind the goal, Williams. He sets up, looking for an outlet. Gets it up to Suture. Suture off his skate. That's to Farrell. Farrell takes the shot off the shin pads of Hannon. Back to the front of the net. Oh, bang, bang play. Good save by Wandell. Back into the corner. Salmon, he gets it back to Suture. Bounces over his stick. Back into the corner. Back to the line. Scott fans on the shot. Into Salmon. Hard pass cross seam. Back to Suture. Again, it bobbles off his stick, and he has to rim it behind. Back to Salmon. He makes a move. Comes to the front of the net. Back to the point. And Suture was just facing the other way. Back into the SA zone, the puck goes. And onto the ice is Els. He's looking for that breakout pass behind the WA defense. And down it comes. Els picks it up inside the zone, gets to the net, backhand just wide. Mosicek gets it to the front of the net. Tries to one-timer, turn around and fire by Els wide. And he takes his man into the boards. Farrell back into the SA zone. Chen, she gets it out. Up to Els. He goes in over the blue line, takes the shot. That goes wide behind the goal. 3 minutes to go in this third period. Els picks it up. He circles back into the corner, looking for options. Good play by Lim. Hansen battling her for the puck. Puck behind the goal. Els tries the jam play to the front of the net. That bounces away. And Benetti, he breaks down the wing against Henley. Gets past him, but can't get the puck with him. Up onto the wing, Mosicek intercepted by Salmon, and he takes it back behind his goal. Off the boards. Out comes Williams, slowly over the blue line, red line into the zone. Chen back for it. To the blue line, not out. Now it's out. No, it isn't. Mosicek, he finally does get it out to Williams at the far blue line. And back in comes Benetti. He gets it to Fair Element, and he just delays and puts Benetti offside on the right wing. 2:03 to go in the period. 3-0 for WA. Now out shooting SA 20-14. Face-off won by SA. Back to the blue line. Knocked down by a good stick at the blue line. Barter, she fires it in. Delayed offside. You can hear the linesman call it. They have to clear the zone. Back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Element. He tries the backhand into the zone. Salmon can't get it. Collier, he dumps it in deep. Hannon back for it. Four red jerseys around Collier. Back into the corner, Benetti. He protects the puck. Tries to get it onto his skate. Picked off by number 17 and cleared to the blue line, but not out. Now he gets it. He goes down the left side. Taken into the boards hard by Salmon, and he's going to go to the box for boarding as 17, Kane Liu, is slow to get up. 1:14 to go. And he's up on his feet. He's taken to the bench, hobbling a bit. Never like to see that in this game. As Salmon, much bigger player, just had that extra little push about a meter off the boards. And Liu went into the boards hard. So he's favoring his left leg coming off the ice. So Salmon will go to the penalty box for the remainder of this game unless South Australia scores. Their penalty play or power play success rate is about 28%, I believe. 25%, 25.9. And WA's penalty kill percent, 100% so far this tournament. Face-off won by WA into the corner. Lim, she chips out to the blue line. Henley picks it up, and it just goes off the heel of his stick out of the zone. Fired back in on the delayed offside. Picked up and fired down the ice. Henley, he picks it up to Els. Don't know that SA will pull their goaltender with a 3-goal deficit. Behind the goal, Els, Lim takes it off his stick. Back to the blue line. And Henley, again, has trouble keeping it in at the blue line. These kids have to be tired at this stage. Almost picked up by Suture as Chen goes back for it. She gets it up to Henley. Henley over to Els. 30 seconds to go in this game. Over the blue line he goes. Takes the shot low and wide. Mosicek, he gets the rebound. Back to Chen. Back into Mosicek. He reverses. Nice little move. Gets it back to Chen, but out over the blue line. Into the neutral zone. Back for it is Els. He gets it, or Hanley, he gets it up to Els. He takes the shot into the glove of the WA goaltender, and he holds it just long enough for a stoppage. 8 seconds to go. And WA goes for a change. Benetti and Zhao onto the ice. 2 seconds added to the time. Face-off won by SA. Back to the blue line. Chen with the shot deflected. And great reaction save by Scott as that hits his shoulder. And that'll do it. Game over as the WA side clears the bench. Helmets and gloves flying everywhere. And they go to their goaltender to celebrate. WA gold medal winners in the National Under 15 Kurt DeFries Tournament for 2025. Celebrating the win, and well deserved. Solid team, 2 solid scoring lines, good defensive coverage, and great penalty killing. Special teams, a big difference in this game for the side. South Australia back at their goal, commiserating and congratulating each other. They have to hold their heads high. As I always say, you win the silver, you don't lose the gold. And that's just the way it is. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. That last period of play, let me just get my phone open here. That third period, 2 goals by Suture from Farrell and Zhao, 11:02 to go to make it 2-0 WA. And then Benetti from Salmon and Collier at 9:14, 3-0 WA. A bit controversial on that second goal, as it did look offside from our vantage point. I think the SA coaching staff would agree with that, as they argued the call a bit. Shots on goal that third period, Western Australia dominated 10-2 in shots for a 3-period total, 20-15. 3-0 the score. Penalties in that third period to Els and Salmon, slashing and boarding. Didn't have any impact on the final result. So with that 3-0 victory, we're going to take a bit of a break. Coming up later this morning or this afternoon will be the closing ceremonies for the DeFries and Boxall tournaments with medal presentations, and followed shortly thereafter by the opening ceremonies for the 2025 Tange National Under 18 tournament. Queensland and WA, the first game of that afternoon session, followed by South Australia and Victoria. We'll be back for that game, bringing it to you live, and potentially a special guest will be joining us, and both teams congratulating and thanking the fans that have supported them through this tournament. Big crowd here to watch this gold medal final, as both teams making their way back to the benches. They're going to get a photograph, I think, of the winning side and under the scoreboard. South Australia, sad, but within 10 minutes they'll forget about it, move on, be joking and laughing with their friends and opposition team members. They all know each other, having practiced and trained and played with each other. National camps and national tournaments before, so real camaraderie. Once the final horn goes, everything that happens on the ice stays on the ice, as they say. So good to see, good sportsmanship, and a well-played gold medal final. Very exciting to play, as the teams WA will go for the official gold medal final photo, and the medal presentation, trophy presentations later on this morning. So I think we'll, at this point, wrap it up for this morning's session. For Cass Edwards on the production team, Riley Langell on the camera as he gets a final shot of the WA players celebrating. Now they're coming off the ice. This is Chris Langell. We'll be back to bring you the afternoon closing ceremonies, opening ceremonies, and Tange tournament. So with that, we'll see you then.